Good evening. My name is Bill Murphy, Public Information Officer on the Thomas Fire. Thank you for watching this evening. This is our update for December 17th. As of tonight, the Thomas Fire is 270,000 acres at 45% containment. A total of 8,526 personnel are assigned to the incident. Over 104,000 citizens have been either evacuated or sheltered during the course of the incident, and the approximate cost to date is $123.8 million. We're going to provide an operational update this evening, but just before we get into that, I'd like to discuss some numbers from a map that we've produced this evening that details the structure threat that occurred in the Santa Barbara front country yesterday as we experienced winds up to 70 miles an hour. Within the threatened zone that we've identified on the map, there were over 1,300 structures in that area. As of this evening, our damage inspection teams have identified only 15 structures that were either damaged or destroyed in that area. Operations Section Chief Mark Brown will speak to the effort that went into that and why we were successful again in protecting over 1,000 structures in that area.
Good evening, and specifically to the why we were successful in the Santa Barbara front country. It started with years of planning of the Santa Barbara front country plan, defensible space created by the communities, fuel management projects that have been a community effort in conjunction with the fire departments and the Los Padres National Forest, and then pre-planning within the incident in coordination with our local partners, bringing resources into the impact area prior to the fire being there, fire engines working through the area, prepping the structures, improving the defensible space that was already there, getting to know the lay of the land, know which roads go where the structures are, working with the community for evacuations so we can get lives out of the way, and then closely monitoring the fire behavior and the fire weather, and having accurate weather predictions and people on the ground actually monitoring the wind and giving us notifications when that event is going to occur. And years of training for the firefighters on the ground in wildland urban interface tactics. So when that flaming front came through, we knew that the residents were out of the way. We knew that our firefighters were safe, and they would engage when it was safe for them to do so in order to save as many structures as possible. So that speaks to our success yesterday. If you were in the Ventura area today, you saw that we had very strong northeast winds gusting between 30 and 35 miles an hour, especially this morning. Yet today was one of our most productive days that we've had on this fire. The Fillmore area, the piece that's been giving us a lot of fits, it was called what we call wind tested. The wind blew on that area hard, and the fire stayed within its containment lines. And so that gives us much more confidence in Fillmore. So much confidence in at 18:05 hours or 6:05 p.m. we will be lifting evacuations in the Fillmore area. We continue to be successful along the 126 corridor between Santa Paula and Ventura, so much so that there will be no staffing from our incident in that area tomorrow. That's how confident and comfortable we are with that area. Continue to work hotspots that we identify through infrared imagery and people being on the ground around the Ojai and Oakview areas. Continue to be successful through there. And in the Santa Barbara front country, we had the same level of staffing in there today that we did yesterday, and they're on the direct fire's edge. They are cutting line. They are mopping up around the structures. They're performing what we call tactical patrol to make sure that everything that was saved yesterday continues to be saved. We are working hard to get our direct line not just through the bottom of the fire area, but tied in all the way up to Gibraltar and up to Camino Cielo. At the same time, we still have engines that are outside of the fire perimeter continuing with their structured defense preparations in case another event like yesterday occurs. We will still be ready. And when we move up into the Santa Ynez drainage, the control lines that we have in there continue to hold, and we will continue to reinforce those lines. And then when we move up into the northern portion of the fire, along the Highway 33 corridor, where the Zaka fire burn footprint is. We are looking at a large firing operation that may occur tomorrow. It will only occur if the weather conditions are conducive for it. We will make sure that we put public noticing out so people aren't concerned when they see a large column of smoke. But it will be us firing to bring it into control lines that will be more effective for us. Thank you.
Good evening. Rich Thompson, Instant Meteorologist with the National Weather Service. As Chief Brown alluded to today, we had a pretty good Santa Ana wind across Ventura County through this afternoon. We had wind gusts from the northeast between 30 and 40 miles per hour. And because of that, we have a red flag warning still in effect for Ventura County until 8 o'clock this evening. However, after 8 o'clock this evening, those winds are going to start to diminish, and the red flag warning will be allowed to expire. So overnight tonight and tomorrow morning, we're going to have a weak northeast wind across the fire. Nothing too strong, but then by late tomorrow morning, early tomorrow afternoon, those winds are going to switch around to more southwesterly onshore sort of direction. And then for tomorrow and Tuesday into Wednesday, we're looking for a continuation of a kind of a west flow across the fire. Those westerly winds will bring in higher relative humidity, so definitely improve fire weather conditions there across the fire tomorrow through Wednesday.
My name is Tim Chavez. I serve as the Fire Behavior Analyst for Incident Management Team 4. Today was an example that sometimes fire behavior is about geometry. A couple of days ago, I talked to you about the difference between head fire, flanking fire, and backing fire. So whenever you have fire strung out across the landscape in an east-west fashion, and you get a north wind at a 90-degree angle to that fire, the result is what happened yesterday. Today, all that whole edge is all squared up against the town, and there was no movement, and the orientation of the wind changed to parallel to where all the uncontained fire edge is. Same with on the north end of the fire. The northeasterly and easterly winds were parallel to where the uncontained fire edge is, which keeps the fire active, but you don't get the tremendous fire run like we saw yesterday.
Good evening, Todd Durham, Incident Commander for CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 4. I just want to underscore everything that has been said with a thank you to the community. Really, the partnership between the fire service, law enforcement, the local county governance, and then the citizenry of the Santa Barbara Front Country was truly a contributing factor to the success of yesterday. Having that plan shared with the public and all the people that you see standing behind me truly led to orderly evacuations and execution of firefighting, because there was one heck of a firefight in there to save those homes, and the end result was the damages were minimal considering what could have been if that wasn't well orchestrated with the community. So once again, thank you to the community.
We'll now take any questions that you have.
Do you have a count for the number of homes lost in the Montecito area?
Sure, I can give you preliminary damage assessment information. Approximately 15 structures were damaged or destroyed in that area. Of those, 2 were single-family residences that were destroyed, and 7 single-family residences were damaged, and the remaining 6 were outbuildings.
Once again, what was the total acreage so far?
The total acreage of the fire to date, 270,000 acres.
And did you have an injury in Ojai for a firefighter? Or?
I'm not aware of any additional injuries as of now.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too, because there was any fire. Yeah, you guys reported that this evening?
We had a minor injury that was taken off the line. We actually had 2 minor injuries taken off the line today, but I don't know what the diagnosis was, but they were considered minor.
One of them was airlifted, I believe, by helicopter?
It was, but simply due to the location and the difficulty in accessing that person.
So the fire operations on Highway 33 tomorrow, that's a fire you're setting to contain? Okay.
Exactly.
All right. And is there something, can we see that? Is there a vantage point, or is that?
It'll all be in areas that are closed off to the public.
Saturday and Sunday in Fillmore was all, were any structures lost or threatened?
No.
Any additional questions? Okay, thank you again for being here tonight.
I don't think so, but thank you. Thank you for the confidence.
What have we got here?
Little conundrum.